Twin flame love is unconditional. This means that the love bond between twin flames is deeply energetically based. It exists always within the self on a soul level. It is unchangeable, unbreakable, eternal. It is something we carry with us lifetime after lifetime. However, sometimes this becomes very confusing because when I say that twin flame love is unconditional, and it is, I also must leave room for the fact that in many ways we are living a very conditional existence here on earth. If we were pure soul interacting here with one another, we would always feel nothing but complete love and acceptance for one another. We would be all light with no shadow, all love with no heartache or pain. However, we don't come here to experience pure light, pure, uninhibited existence. We carry or take on through this lifetime, through the ways in which we are programmed by other people, by society, by our families, perhaps even the way in which our own physical brain operates and the ego that arises from that. We take on all of these shadows, all of this darkness for the purpose of transmuting it. Transmutation defined as the process of turning darkness into light. That is the very essence of being a light worker. And I know that many of you here in this space, on this channel, also correlate yourself with being a light worker. However, this gets very complicated when it comes to twin flame connection, because here we are, yes, with that soul inhabiting this physical body within us, that soul that is operating purely unconditionally, that is intrinsically and always connected to our twin flames soul. However, we are also taking on these shadows, this darkness. We are living a human experience that is inherently conditional. And what this means is that at times, as twin flames, although our love for our twin flame and their love for us always remains completely unconditional on the energetic level, we can at times find it necessary to set boundaries in the physical 3D world. And in this video, I'm going to talk about twin flame boundaries, my thoughts on when these boundaries in the physical become necessary, and how we could go about setting healthy, effective boundaries within twin flame connection. But before I get into that, please be sure to click the subscribe button if you enjoy this kind of content. I do create a lot of twin flame videos here on this channel. Thank you for being here. I always say this, but truly you listening wherever you are aren't just a passive listener. You are literally a co-creator along with me here in this space on YouTube. The idea of twin flame boundaries is in itself very confusing. And I can understand why, because boundaries between twin flames do not exist. It almost defies the very definition of twin flame connection. The energetic bond, the soul bond between twin flames is so boundaryless that it's almost funny at times. the way that we can, in any moment, be simultaneously experiencing what our twin flame is experiencing, even in this physical life, the way we can so effortlessly transmit information to one another in the form of what we as humans would call telepathy, the way in which we energetically support one another, and through healing ourselves and shifting ourselves energetically can even result in healing and shifting our twin flame as well. All of that is like the ultimate soul codependent relationship, but redefining codependent as co-assisting relationship. And because of the very nature of twin flame connection, we on a soul level energetically do not have any of those boundaries between ourselves and our twin flame. Now, really, the idea of soul boundaries, energetic boundaries between us and others itself, even outside of twin flame connection, is a bit of a social construct because we are connected to everyone, to collective consciousness on some level, and even more so connected to our soulmates, our soul family, both platonically and romantically. So to every other soul on this planet, there is some degree of separation, some degree of what you would call a boundary, but you are never fully separated from another. So really, when we talk about boundaries, we are only speaking about boundaries constructed in the physical, through our physical 3D world, or through our 3D interactions and communications. Now, with twin flames, when I feel these physical 3D boundaries become necessary is when we are triggering so much shadow, so much pain within one another that we need space and time in the physical 3D world to process these moments of feeling triggered, meaning these moments of having a shadow, darkness emerge within ourselves or our twin flame for the purpose of transmutation. And that transmutation process, depending on our physical circumstances, our conscious mind programming, and so much else, depending on so many different variables, at times this transmutation that occurs energetically within twin flames, although it is energetically happening in tandem, in connection with one another, always, it could not be otherwise. It is not always best for it to happen within intense physical 3D interaction and communication. This means that although we are always, again, co-assisting, helping our twin flame, and they are helping us on a soul level, on an energetic level, at times it may become necessary to construct boundaries around physical 3D communication and interaction in order to create some space, in order to allow us to take a breath, take some space in the physical to allow this shifting process, this transmutation process to continue. Now, although within the twin flame connection, both the divine masculine and divine feminine can resist the idea of these boundaries, which could be a whole separate video topic, but in short, the reason that we immediately reject, or our twin flame would reject, the idea of constructing these boundaries is because we know on a soul level there is no disconnection. So it's difficult at times for our conscious mind to accept that we can still be energetically fully connected, fully supporting one another within the context of these physical 3D boundaries, but we can. And that is really what I want to clarify and talk about through this podcast episode. Now, although, as I was saying, both the masculine and the feminine within the connection can feel a kind of conscious resistance of needing these boundaries in the physical, Usually I find that the divine feminine can especially struggle with this. And very often what I find is that the divine feminine will resist creating boundaries in the physical around communication and interaction with her masculine, but at the expense of herself. And this is the key here. Very often the divine feminine will say to herself, okay, we are twin flames. That means energetically we are connected. So in order to unconditionally love, I need to give up all of my boundaries with this person. That's what she tells herself that she's doing. But on some level, very often, this is coming from a space of fear and an attempt to control. A feeling as though if I do not remain boundaryless with my twin masculine in the physical, if I do not betray and sacrifice and abandon myself through not having these boundaries, then I am going to lose my connection with my twin, that somehow I am going to be abandoning him or this connection, leaving this behind. This is her fear speaking, her ego speaking. It's the primal mind that sees a person and thinks, if I can't, or if I let this person out of my sight in some sense, we are no longer connected. It is the soul that knows, regardless of where this person is geographically located, how far apart we may seem in the physical, or how quiet things have been between us through our physical communication. In spite of all of that, regardless of all of that, if this person is my true twin flame, they are always energetically connected to me on a soul level, and I need to surrender to trust that soul deep connection in constructing boundaries that allow me to rise to my highest version of myself, that rise to my highest good. If there is ever a feeling within twin flame connection that your interactions or communication with this person in the physical are somehow preventing you from rising to that highest version of yourself, from evolving, from remaining on your soul path, your soul's highest path. If there's ever the feeling as though these interactions are weighing you down, holding you back, holding you down, but then this thought of, well, I'm going to continue communicating or interacting with this person in this way without boundaries because I have to. And in that, this act of self-betrayal, this act of self-denial, a denial of your own desire to expand, if there is ever that feeling, it is always the time to begin setting boundaries in the physical within your interactions and communication with this person, with your twin flame, that cater to your expansion. And here's the key. If this person is your true twin flame, you could almost think of this like the ultimate twin flame test. If this person is your twin flame, by choosing yourself, by choosing to no longer abandon or betray yourself through the setting, the creation of these boundaries in the physical, through communication or through your interactions, if this person is your true twin, that shift into total self-acceptance, showing up for the self, that release of self-abandonment, choosing to expand, choosing expansion boldly, courageously, in spite of your fears of losing this person or this connection. If this is your true twin, regardless of what they say or do in the physical, over time, they will rise to meet you in that expansion. They will grow with you. They will expand with you, even if it is at a distance, even if it is during times of low contact or no communication in the physical. They will rise to meet you in this choice of choosing the self, of choosing to no longer abandon the self through the creation of these boundaries, will ultimately lead to each of you being able to heal to transmute that darkness into light, and ultimately to reunite in the physical world, if this is the so-called end goal that you have chosen together prior to incarnating here in this lifetime. If this person is not your twin flame, you choosing yourself, choosing to show up for yourself in setting the necessary boundaries that give you the space to grow, to expand, to pursue your highest purpose and version of yourself. If this person is not a twin flame, they will not rise with you. They will remain where they are. And in fact, they will naturally, perfectly, in divine order and timing, seem to just vibrate out of your life or existence. But the key is to truly step forward if you are at this point on your twin flame path or within your connection. And I should also say, this isn't going to be necessary for everyone. I'm not speaking to everyone here who is a twin flame. But if you're at the point where you are feeling as though your current interactions and communication with this person who you believe to be a twin flame is somehow weighing you down, preventing you from becoming the best version of yourself or living your highest purpose, your best life, then it's time for you to have the courage to set those boundaries in the physical that you feel guided to from a soul level, a higher self level, to choose your own expansion, your own growth above the idea of this person and this connection. And this will be, if this person is your twin flame, the ultimate portal to healing, growth, expansion, and ultimately reunion between the two of you. But it requires you to face your greatest fear. In fact, it's really a fear of abandonment. I actually spoke on this in my most recent twin flame energy update on Instagram, which if you'd like to follow me there, that is at Magnetize Yourself. But this requires you to face a deep-seated fear of abandonment, because what you are doing by being boundaryless with this person out of fear of losing them or losing this connection and betraying yourself at the same time, what you are really doing is saying, I am so afraid of being abandoned that I am going to continue abandoning myself. And in fact, that may be the very thing this person, your twin flame, may be trying to teach you through this tipping point, through this moment of needing to set these boundaries. They may be teaching you to choose yourself, to no longer abandon yourself. So I know this is a very difficult topic to approach. It's very painful to us in the physical world, through our physical 3D consciousness, to see this disconnect where we feel so connected to this person on a soul level, energetically, and yet sense or feel some kind of a disconnect to them in the physical world, because either there is some kind of separation, because we aren't communicating as much with them, because there are these boundaries, whatever the case is. And this requires us to move into very, very deep levels of surrender, what we coin twin flame surrender. This requires us to use tools, grounding tools, to help us clear our mind of all of that fear, all of those negative vibrations that are preventing us from shifting into total surrender state, a total letting go of all of those fears, all of those anxieties, that is truly the fast track to ultimate reunion with our twin flame in the physical. For this exact purpose, for shifting from what I call chaos consciousness to surrender state, I've created a very powerful twin flame surrender subliminal meditation. Those of you who watch my channel know that I'm very passionate about subliminals, because they are meditation tools that are designed to deeply reprogram the subconscious mind. And it's actually the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, and therefore 95% of our energy field. So on my website, soundandsoulful.com, as you can see on the screen, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So I have subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts like confidence and happiness, for manifesting specific outcomes or things in our lives. And of course, for twin flames specifically, I have many twin flame subliminals dedicated exclusively to the twin flame path. Now, if you are someone who has been resonating with this video, I most highly recommend my subliminal for twin flame surrender. This is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Click that link to learn more about how this subliminal can powerfully shift your energy from that chaotic feeling of what I call chaos consciousness, confusion, uncertainty, doubt, fear, shift you from that state into a total surrender state that will be like a portal, allowing you to more quickly connect and reunite with your twin flame in the physical as well. So again, the link to that twin flame surrender subliminal is under this video in the pinned comment and description box. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, magical rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next podcast.